Twitch has a real problem, and that real problem is the misogyny on the platform and the sexual content on the platform. Let me start this off by saying my stance on the sexual content on Twitch currently. Do I think it is weird as fuck that on a platform where you can watch people play fucking Minecraft and Roblox, that you're just a few short clicks away from seeing, you know, half naked people in hot tubs? Sure, of course I am. Like, yeah, that's a little fucking odd. I think there should be more separation there. It shouldn't be as accessible, regardless, whatever. However, I simply cannot understand, and I just flat out disagree with the people that are saying that this is some like big, huge, entire moral issue, and saying like, oh, but think about the kids. And this is the number one thing that, like, the number one aspect that has fucking pissed me off more than anything. Because if you think about this shit, bro, like, you turn on the TV, bro, every TV show's got sex scenes in it. Every TV show is explicit. Every TV show is showing motherfuckers getting their heads split open. I had regular ass cable, and I saw Gus Fring from Breaking Bad missing half of this nigga's face, and I just saw that shit on TV. That was just on there, gang. Like, let's stop the cap and stop acting like, for one, that kids aren't exposed to this kind of content, and that two, like, it's some big, huge, harmful thing. So this kid sees some fucking titties. Who gives a fuck? Who actually cares? Niggas see titties every day. How young were you when you guys started watching porn, bro? I think I must have been like 10, 11 years old when one of my friends showed me porn for the first time. 11 years old. I'm like, bro, what the bro, I thought you was gonna show me Slifer the Sky Dragon, bro. Like, I thought you was gonna show me the Winged Dragon or Rob, bro. What the fuck is it? Bro, I was a kid watching Two Girls, One Cup. I probably just dated myself, low key. But regardless, back in the early era of the internet, bro, you hopped on the internet and you saw the most gruesome shit possible. The Pain Olympics. Y'all even know what that is? I'm sure a lot of you niggas know what that is, or have at least heard of it. All this shit that we're seeing, like, as kids, all this shit that we're exposed to, am I saying that we should be exposed to that shit? Of course not. That shit's traumatizing. It's horrifying. But to act like, you know, all of our games aren't filled with this shit, to act like all the media we consume isn't filled with this shit, to act like America itself isn't a hyper-sexualized country is fucking insane. Everything is sexualized. You can't go nowhere without some shit being sexualized. So why are we acting like this has such a negative impact on children, or a negative impact on young boys? What negative impact? Like, what is it? I want to know, because we know about negative impacts from gambling. We know that people have scammed family members, have burned bridges, have gotten themselves into generational debt, like into so much debt, they have fucked over their family lineage for years. This is how negative gambling can impact somebody's lives. People take their own lives due to gambling. How could you ever equate gambling to sexual content on Twitch as if it's even remotely the same? As if the shit that Amouranth licking her fucking microphone is causing as much harm as gambling does. Get the fuck over yourselves. All you're doing is thinly veiling your blatant misogyny and sexism. That's just all that you're doing, because you cannot provide any valid enough reason to say that sexual content is as bad or on the level of gambling. When they banned gambling, they're like, oh, here we go, but let me take a screenshot of Amouranth's stream. Oh, but this is allowed. What you're doing is like low key, like, is like showing up to a murder trial and being like, okay, cool, we got rid of the murderer, but this nigga was jaywalking. Like, oh, Batman, you stopped the Joker. Congratulations. Are you going to stop the nigga jaywalking? Are you going to stop the nigga that threw his Snickers wrapper on the ground? What about him, Batman? Oh, you can stop the Joker, but you can't stop niggas littering? I just feel like that's weird. Bro, littering is wrong. We all agree. We trying to save the planet. Littering sucks. But me personally, I look at a nigga that threw a Snickers wrapper on the ground a little different than nigga that caught 6 bodies. That's just me. I don't know if I'm crazy on that. That's just me. I feel like those two are a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? To bring up sexualized content in the same vein as something like gambling or any other controversy that happens. People trying to say, oh, let's deplatform Slicker or whatever the fuck. Oh, all he was doing was gambling, bro. But what about that girl that has sex on stream? And by the way, this is another crazy thing. They started spreading around another clip of that girl that had sex on stream. They started spreading another clip being like, oh, she got unbanned and did it again. L Twitch Twitch is failing. It was from the same VOD, nigga. Honestly, impressive. She was getting stroked down twice. First of all, let's talk about the production quality of that girl's stream. Because in the same stream, she fucked the same dude in 2 entirely different locations with 2 entirely different camera angles. Honestly, I respect it, low key. But again, people having sex on stream, like let's even say that, okay? Let's even say people having sex on stream. I'm trying to find a way to phrase this. Who cares? Like, okay, is that something we should allow? No, obviously. Like, we should ban people that are fucking on stream. We should, get rid of that. Of course, nobody's going to advocate for that. But you niggas act like seeing some like soft core ass porn where you really can't even really see much. You act like this is so damaging or some shit. Or like this is such an evil thing or whatever. And it's really crazy because you have real life niggas right now streaming on Twitch that was scamming their fan bases on CSGO gambling sites. And they're streaming right now. But you telling me the girl that's having sex is the bigger issue than that. Bro, it's just disingenuous. It's pure misogyny. And seeing all these tweets of like, okay, they finally banned gambling, but what about the whores on the platform? Can we get rid of the whores on the platform? Like, y'all know that FaZe dude, FaZe Bozo, whatever that nigga's name was? Oh my God, bro, that tweet dead pissed me off. For the uninitiated, when gambling got banned, some FaZe Bozo nigga came out and was like, oh, can we get rid of the whores on stream, right? Or the whores making sexualized content, you know what I mean? And he caught a bunch of shit for that. Then deleted the tweet and then started going around, and this was this nigga's defense, like dead ass. This was this nigga's defense. I never said a specific gender. Y'all did that. So y'all are the problematic ones. I never said nothing. Like, I could have been talking about anybody. Bro, shut your disingenuous ass up. We all know the kind of connotation you're speaking of. You could have said any gender. Show me a nigga making sexualized content. Oh wait, like you know what you're talking about. Like you know what you're doing. Shut your bitch ass up, you fucking lame ass motherfucker. We know what you're talking about. Now you're trying to hide behind. Well, I didn't technically say, bro. Shut your dumb ass up, goofy. The misogyny on Twitch is baffling. For example, let's take a look at Pokimane. Okay. Pokimane is getting so much shit for getting gambling banned on stream, despite the fact that I guess that's not necessarily a credible source here. Despite the fact that Asmongold, despite the fact that Ludwig and many other streamers also advocated for the removal of gambling at the same time Poki did. In fact, they did it before Poki. Poki is the one catching all the shit for it. Now it's El Pokimane. Oh, Twitch bends the knee to Queen Pokimane or some shit like that. Like, first of all, this isn't even the first time Pokimane has spoken up against gambling. She's done this many times. She has been against gambling many times in the past. So it's not like she finally said, wow, we should do something about this, and then Twitch listened. She's been advocating for banning gambling. So, like think about this. Do you think, honestly, think about this shit. The tensions have been rising around gambling for months now, okay? What do you think is more likely? The fact that Pokimane sent out a tweet and said, hey, we should remove gambling, and that is what made Twitch get rid of gambling? Or the fact that a prominent streamer scammed viewers and other streamers out of nearly $400,000 fucking dollars, and this article and this story is getting broken by many news sources. It's all over the internet. It's all over news reports, news stations, all over many different websites. It's everywhere. What the fuck do you think is more likely that Twitch reacted to? A fucking Pokimane tweet or a nigga going viral off of scamming hundreds of people to feed his gambling addiction? And then you go on Twitch and a lot of your top streamers are streaming that gambling. And then you could say, oh, they didn't even ban the kind of gambling that Slicker did. It's about the optics of it. Because truthfully, with the restrictions that Twitch put, is it an end all to gambling on stream? No, it's not. You can still find ways to gamble on stream. You can. But this at least adds a barrier there. It's at least a huge step forward, a huge step in the right direction. And for people to try to use this gambling situation as a way to spin it and try to attack women on the platform is purely disgusting. And you wonder why women don't want to be a part of these groups. You wonder why women never want to, speak out against weird ass niggas or whatever. Because anytime a woman has an opinion on something, she's getting attacked. It just doesn't matter what it is. And for a perfect example, I have women friends that also stream that are also around my size. And they'll say a lot of the similar shit I say. If anything, they sugarcoat it a little bit better than I do. And the chat when they're talking versus when I'm talking is different. It's an inherent bias. For whatever reason, well, it's not for whatever reason, it's because misogyny. When a woman speaks up about something, when a woman has something to say, people are less likely to listen. This is why it's so imperative. And this is why it's so important that the male community leaders, that the people in charge stand up for this shit. When you have motherfuckers making jokes saying, oh, let's get these whores off of Twitch, what do you think their viewers are going to start saying? What do you think their viewers are going to start doing? They're going to start saying and doing the same exact shit. You as a male streamer or a male content creator, you have a responsibility if you care about the safety and the lives of women on these platforms. You have an obligation to take a stand for them, or to tell your viewers to cut this shit out. If you see this type of shit happening, because if you think about this, if you're a woman that's streaming or whatever the fuck, and let's say somebody in the chat is giving you shit or harassing you for being a streamer or for being sexist or whatever, it's almost like a woman is expected to laugh it off or be like, ha ha ha, type shit. And if they take a stand or if they fight back or some shit, it's like, oh, are you on your period, ma'am? Like, oh, here, you know what I mean? That's why it's up to the men to course correct that shit, to make sure that viewers are acting in good faith and to keep them in line. And shit, even other streamers, like if a woman has a problem with another streamer, or another streamer is making comments that make them feel uncomfortable, it would be like she would be looked at weird for bringing that up. That's why you, as the man in the situation, as the male, you gotta correct your other male friends. You gotta be, yo, cool it. Like, that's just not cool. Now, of course, in situations you can't mind read and know exactly when somebody's feeling uncomfortable, but I just don't understand what is so hard about holding yourself accountable for your community and holding yourself accountable for your friends. I made a video about this too. I'll probably throw it up in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, where people should be held accountable for their communities, because the fact of the matter is, whether you like it or not, you are an influencer. Your job is to influence. That is why brands are paying you buku bucks, bro, because you are an influencer. So when you're using your platform, even if you think you're just making jokes, being whatever, you are negatively impacting the lives of women inadvertently, whether you realize it or not. It's just true. And I just really wish to see people do better, because these low-hanging fruit jokes are just despicable. And it really pisses me off, because the people that make these kinds of comments or make these kinds of jokes will play it off as if they're being victimized, as if everybody, soft Twitter, fucking snowflake Twitter, they can't take a joke or whatever the fuck. And they picture them, or they paint themselves as if they're the victim, when in actuality, you get rewarded for making misogynist comments. You get rewarded for that shit, because you're gonna have your dumb little fucking community members be like, ha, Spit King, ha, WW, get these fucking whores off the platform, titty streamer, fucking hot. First of all, I don't even know how the fuck people are finding so many titty streamers. Maybe it's the way I use Twitch, but on my homepage, no matter where I'm browsing, on my following page, I don't see a single titty anywhere. Okay, actually, that's kind of cap. I do follow Amouranth because I'm just trying to support Amouranth, because that girl's a fucking genius when it comes to business. So I'm like, I bet, go ahead, Amouranth. I mean, I'm never watching an Amouranth stream. That's not the kind of content I like, but I just got to follow to show support, because shit, maybe she could buy me a gas station, make me a millionaire. I don't fucking know. But regardless, I don't even understand how they're finding this content. If you're finding that content, it's probably because it's content you're looking up, probably because it's content you're searching for or watching regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand how people are even, finding this shit in the first place. But regardless, there is a sexual content problem on Twitch, and I do think it should be addressed. There should at least be an 18 plus category on Twitch or whatever. I don't have the fucking answers for that. But to act like the sexual content on Twitch is the biggest problem, or even a big problem on Twitch, is crazy. It just is. We got rid of some of the gambling. We're going to see what the impact of that is. I think the misogyny and the racism on the platform is way fucking worse than sexual content. And that is something that we have to fix, as a community on this platform. And the only way we can ever fix this is if we continue to talk about it and we continue to take a stand against this shit. And that's just how I feel about it, man. Twitch has a real misogyny problem, and it permeates all throughout the the community, the viewers. I mean, shit, I don't mean to bring this person up, so I'm not going to say them by name, but if you know the whole drama happening right now with certain community members and a certain woman or whatever, I mean, you even had moderators of high tier streamers saying that she's just a dumb bitch clout chaser. You even had other streamers calling her a dumb bitch clout chaser, while she's opening up in one of the most vulnerable moments a person can ever be in. It's an issue with the gaming and Twitch community as a whole, and it's something that I am going to work my ass off every day to see change, because I'm a part of this community, I love this community, and that's just not something that I accept. How could I ever ask like a female friend of mine to like start coming on Twitch? Or how can I ever encourage a female friend of mine to start going live knowing what I'm putting them in the crosshairs of? I couldn't do it. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I do not blame women for being fed up with this fucking platform. I do not blame women for hating this shit, because it's just simply disgusting, and I hope we can do better.